So tell me first and foremost, how did you get started in this industry?
Uh, I think this is a very funny story. It's not sure that it's funny, but maybe because I had no idea about chem modeling and nothing related with sex industry or porn industry. Not even porn sites. Nothing really. I was out of this thing completely. I have never watched porn, by the way. I don't care about it. And I used to be a dancer, and when COVID started, everybody spent so much time at home, and I always liked, as a dancer, I used my body very much for sensuality and I started making I don't know, sexy stripping videos and stuffs. I was bored. And I had a boyfriend that time, and he told me that we should upload these videos somewhere, but I didn't know any kind of sites or platforms, and he knew one, a very popular one, and I registered it there as a model, and we uploaded these videos. But I did my videos in disguise, so I was wearing wigs and masks and those kinds of stuff, and and people who the viewers sometimes message me because they praise me, they like my videos, and and some of them mentioned that, oh, you should be a chem model, you are so pretty and you are so good at this, and the first times, just a few times, I ignored it. Chem modeling, I didn't know what's that, by the way, and when others mentioned too, that okay, let's check what's this. And I checked and I liked it because I realized that this is safe. I can do it from home. I don't need to I don't need to be involved physically into this thing. So I started checking camming sites, and first I didn't start at Jasmine. I started on other sites, but then I switched to Jasmine because I checked these sites. So that's how. So it's really a funny story.
Is Jasmine the only site you're on now?
Yes, yes.
What was it about Jasmine that you liked compared to the other sites?
Uh, I from the very first time I felt it as a kind of premium site, and I liked this style. It was close to my attitude. Um, Maybe that's why. I think even the members are different. As I compare to other sites, their style is different. Maybe because the whole style and mode, how the models are displayed, on other sites, is very different, and maybe the audience or the fans are different too, because these sites attract different attitude. Different members with different attitudes.
You said how the models are displayed and maybe even the type of models, it's attracting a certain caliber of member that's different from other sites, and you're more comfortable with the type of member that's on Live Jasmine.
Yes, the communication and everything is different. Yes, I think.
What do you think is different about how Jasmine portrays its models and the type of models on Jasmine?
I think I experienced that on Jasmine. If you start CAM modeling, there are requirements, like CAM feed, lighting, and everything. The quality of the streaming and the whole is, I think, yes, it's a higher quality thing than on the other side, and some rules, some site rules, like how the model should appear. There are requirements in this field too, and I think these things determine the whole attitude and style.
Yeah, I agree. I've interviewed members as well. And one thing that they've said that they found that's different about the models on Jasmine is that they feel like the models are really building a relationship with them. And so Jasmine, they found, is more relationship centered as opposed to just like the sexual content that lasts 5 minutes and then you don't talk to her again or whatever the case is. So.
Yes, I agree.
What were you doing before you started modeling?
I was a fitness instructor.
Okay, yeah. So you like to move your body. You were dancing and then fitness instructor and yeah. Um, I'm curious, what has kept you as a model on Jasmine? What do you love the most about it? You've been here for 2.5 years now. That's a decent amount of time. Why have you stayed?
Because I was appreciated. I felt to be appreciated, and this whole thing, which I did, which started as a fun try, started developing, and really it just started growing. And that's why I didn't feel I should stop. Why? That's why I felt more and more motivated, because really I felt good. I had so many positive feedbacks, and really very positive things, that it was so motivating.
I love the first thing you said, which is that you felt appreciated. Are you meaning from your members or?
Yes, of course. It is the first, it is the first place where you get your feedback. And yes, I just felt that it's very weird, because in this world, nowhere you can feel that you are appreciated just for yourself. Just the way you are, the things you do. You really always need to play many roles to fulfill people's expectations and to become lovable or something. And here I just gave myself, really, and they liked it, and it is very good to experience. It's very rare that you experience these things.
It 100% is rare. And I think it's one of the most probably fulfilling feelings ever, to feel so appreciated for just who you are at your basic core level. I think every human being wants that. But like you said, there's not many places in life as it is now that we really experience that. So that's really beautiful to hear that that's one of the main reasons why you stayed, is because you feel like your members just appreciate what you're doing for them and who you are. And I want to talk about that a little bit. You know, you've been on the site for 2.5 years. In your experience, your opinion, what is it that members are really after when they come to Live Jasmine?
Hmm. I only can talk about my fans. Those people who I attract with my behavior and attitude, because I think it's model dependent. But my members want attention. Really, they want attention, a kind of love, maybe some, of course, this is not love, but there are many forms of love, many different manifestations of love, and I think they want attention, love, and some care. Yes, really. So my members are not just sexually oriented, as I experience. I have many members who are regular ones, and I talk them very much. So we really talk very much. We interact. They talk about their lives, their sometimes everyday things.
It's fascinating. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, it's a kind of friendship, or I don't know.
It is. It's 100% a type of friendship. Yes.
First, with some members, it is really a friendship. It became.
You are able to connect and talk with people from all over the world all day. And like you mentioned, it does go beyond the sexual flirty relationship and content. And it does transform in many times into a form of a friendship. What's one of the most interesting things you've learned from a member?
I have always been a tolerant person and a kind one, but I think I even became more tolerant because I contact with so many people, so many type and kind of people that I became much more tolerant and patient, and I and I and I and I hear about many kinds of things, interesting hobbies, for example. I don't know what to say. For example, I have a member who has a very interesting hobby. You know, he has a 4D printer and he prints, I don't know, sculptures, and I don't know, the Eiffel Tower, and and always sends pictures when he does a new project, and so interesting things.
Yeah, that is really interesting. Yeah, that sounds fun. You know, it's really, I heard about this library, I forget where it is, but instead of renting books, you're able to rent people in the way that you would sit down with them and talk to them and hear their life story. This is a real library somewhere. I forget where, but you know, you do learn a lot from having the ability to talk to so many different people and see life through their eyes. I think that's really interesting. Um, Now moving on, so we've talked about some of the interesting things you've seen and learned from members. I want to ask you, what would you say so far is one of the biggest lessons that being in this industry has taught you?
Lesson. Hmm. Uh, that I must draw my limits.
Mm.
It's very important. I think if someone starts this business, she must draw her limits, and because if you don't know your limits, then I think then it can somehow hurt you. I mean, emotionally. So if you really do things which are too much for you, but you still do that because someone convinces you, or not forces you because he cannot through the webcam, but if you feel pressure to do something which you don't want to, and but you still do it, then it can hurt you, I think. So I think this is very important.
That's one of the biggest lessons in life, I think, to learn is learning how to honor yourself in that way and your boundaries and, like you said, your limits. Uh, yeah. Nothing good comes from pushing past your own limits ever, in my opinion.
Yes.
What would you say brings you the most joy about this career? What do you have the most fun with?
That I really I really can choose what I want to do, my style, my outfit, my everything. It's a kind of freedom. Really, I decide, and it's only up to me what I do in my room. So I think it's very, very good. At the same time, it's responsibility, or you need to be a very, very grown up person if you do your own thing. So you must be disciplined, and you must be reliable, and always very kind, and really. So you always need to give the best of you. So it's at the same time exhausting, but still it's a very, very big freedom that really nobody tells me. Nobody tells me that, okay, you should be this or that. Uh, I just do my thing, and they like it. So I think that's the best thing, that everything is up to you. For some people, this is scary. For some people, this is very motivating. To me, it's very motivating.
What's something you wish the world knew about camming and this industry that you think they just don't understand?
Uh, Many times yes, some people are confused with this thing, and they mix it up with other fields of erotic industry, and they think that somebody who does webcamming, then she can be convinced to do something more, or many things which are related. And I think many people don't understand that this is a kind of acting. This is a kind of acting. So so we have or me, I have a character on the site which I play, which of course it's a bit of me because I created her, so it's a part of me. which I act out, but it is still acting. So in real life, of course, I'm not her. I'm not that character, and I think people are confused about this many times.
Yeah, it's like a performer, like a performance, like,
And that's why we are called performers.
yes. Yeah, I think that is a better, like, it's a better way of understanding it is when you look at it in terms of an actress playing a role. And I like how you said, the character has aspects of you, that's a part of you, but it's
Yes.
not all of you.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it. Um, do you cam full time or are you doing anything else for work as well?
Uh, at this moment, I can full time. Yes.
So you're able to pay all of your bills and sustain your living through camming.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got to that point that because when I started, I had my fitness instructor job as well, and after a while, I switched. I switched because it was after a while it was very exhausting to do to run the two things, and I needed to decide. But after a while, I think everyone gets into this situation.
Do you have any luxuries or freedoms that you're able to enjoy now that maybe you weren't able to before?
Uh, of course, I have a more comfy life financially. Yes, the best thing is that many times I imagine, and maybe I will do it, that I can travel anywhere and I still can work from anywhere I go. So it's a good thing. For example, that I just need good internet and some things I can even take with myself for streaming. But yes, um, of course I can buy much more things, but I'm not a wasting type of person, by the way. But yes, financially, of course, I'm much better than before. Yes.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's the goal, is to keep working your way up and you can do whatever you decide with your money, but to know that you have that freedom to get something if you want it or that flexibility to go and work somewhere else in the world. That's incredible.
Yes, and it is good that I mentioned that I feel I am appreciated, and this thing shows financially as well. I had doubts when I started this whole thing because I am not a studio worker. I am an independent model, and I don't know any other models. So and I didn't know anything about this thing. So I just started doing, and I was full of doubts and questions and everything, and I really learned on my own. Nobody told anything to me. Many times I asked the help of the support. They were very sweet each time. Sometimes I didn't know basic things, but I still could improve. So, but yes, so maybe that's why I'm not a confident person, and all positive feedback, I appreciate it. I'm like, okay, thank you very much.
sweet. I love too that you said that, you know, because it's true, you're not with a studio, and studios are usually the ones that step in when you have questions about the site or your page or anything. And so it's really good to hear that even not being with the studio and being independent, you've been able to have enough support from the
Yes.
Jasmine team to figure
Mhm.
it out. Yeah, that's great.
Yes, yes, they have a lot.
Is there anything about Live Jasmine or this industry or your time in this industry that we haven't touched on or talked about, but you want to share?
Each time someone starts this business, and each time when you go live, uh, you should I don't know, you should treat people very, very well. I think it's very important. It's very important that to keep in mind, always to keep in mind that these people come to the site to relax, or to entertain. They want to enjoy, and it is very, very important. Always, if someone, if because there are problematic personalities, and you always need to keep your patience and your positive attitude. uh, it's tiring, by the way. It's not always easy, and I'm always very grateful. I don't know, I always feel this thing when I go live, that I always feel that, oh, I'm so happy that I have this opportunity and people like me and I like them too. So this is really a very, very positive exchange of emotions and experiences.
Absolutely. That very well said. Very well said. And great acknowledgement on your part, to know that it's true. You know, a lot of times when members are going live, it is because they're there to try and relax and forget about stress and all of that. And the more you remember that and give them a space to do that, the more they tend to reward, you know. So
Yes.
this has been a wonderful interview. I like to end the interviews by asking one final question, which is, what is something you're the most grateful for in your life right now?
That I feel some stability. I feel some stability, which partly depends on me. Uh, but yes, I think yes, I learned and I started relying on myself. So it's a very, very rare thing, and before I didn't experience this. That I really rely on myself because I experienced that things depend on me, and I got this from Jasmine, by the way, so that I can really have an effect on things, uh, and I'm not just I don't know. I'm not just a passive somebody who not suffers, but so I don't feel so vulnerable. It,
Beautiful. Yeah.
yes, yes, and
Yeah.
this gives me a kind of so I feel more relaxed.
Yes. Yeah, I feel like especially as a woman, to
Mm.
have a sense of stability within yourself and to know you're okay, you're not depending on anyone.
Mhm.
That does, I feel like it just relaxes our whole nervous system and helps us to feel more grounded and safe. And that's huge. That's huge.
Yes, and this is I think one of the most important things.
I agree. I completely agree. Well, thank you so much.
You too.